Butuan City is located at the northeastern part of Mindanao Island, near the mouth of the mighty Agusan River. It has a rich history, an interesting culture, and is today experiencing economic growth. Let's tour around the historic spots of Butuan City. Kingono Park is located at what used to be the public square or plaza of Butuan for many years. It is home to a large acacia tree that is more than a century old. On its crown is the shrine of the Philippine flag in Mindanao to commemorate the first formal raising of the Philippine flag in Mindanao on January 17, 1899. The giant flag stays hoisted there night and day. The Rizal Monument was done by the famous Filipino sculptor Garcia Velarde in 1935, and this qualifies to be an important cultural property under the Cultural Heritage Act of 2009. This museum is the repository of archaeological and cultural materials and artifacts found in Butuan and the Caraga region. It functions as a show window of the history and culture of the ancient kingdom of Butuan. Specimens of stone, metal and woodcraft, goldsmithing and pottery, burial coffins and other important archaeological finds are exhibited. Beside the Agusan River, a huge banyan tree locally called Balite now wraps the church post of this once beautiful stone church built by the Recollect missionaries. This first Catholic church in Mindanao was consecrated by a Jesuit missionary, Father Valerio de Ledesma on September 8, 1597. Burned to the ground by Moro pirates in 1753. This old structure was rebuilt but fell into disuse due to the transfer of the pueblo to Baug in 1865. The reproduction of the Balangay boat were built on this site using ancient boat building technology. Masawahong Butuan, the second reproduction of the Balangay boat, rests in this all but ethereal field, permeated by huge old trees, mostly acacia, a quiet and restful place fit for recreation and relaxation alongside Agusan River. Eleven Balangay boats have been identified by the National Museum archaeologists. The first discovery in September 1976 was in Ambangan, Barangay Libertad. The results from the carbon dating test done by the specialists in Gakushuan University of Tokyo, Japan, revealed that the oldest Balangay can be dated to about 320 Anno Domini. This Balangay is the oldest known Philippine watercraft ever recovered and can be viewed at the Balangay Site Museum. The Balangays were the vessels that linked Butuan with other Asian kingdoms during its flourishing trade period. The boats were built out of dangon wood. Buod, which means hill in Butuan dialect, is the commemoration site of the first planting of the cross by Ferdinand Magellan and his crew after celebrating the Mass on the afternoon of Easter Sunday, March 31, 1521. A cross and a memorial depicting the event have been erected on the site. On this hill that overlooks the Masao River, people had once observed the Butuan Trading Center, where traders from China and Southeast Asian kingdoms brought their wares to barter for gold and other produce. The park provides a scenic view of the surrounding countryside and has many teak trees growing on it. A midden is like a large trash pile left by prehistoric people over many years. What can be found in a midden gives an indication of the food, events, and activities in people's lives. Two shell middens are located in Barangay Bunbon. A huge mound of freshwater bivalves named Bikibel Shell Midden and the Bitor Shell Midden of brackish water bivalves. These sites, now surrounded by rice fields, were once beside the river. These two midden are dominated by piles of discarded shells from species locally known as tuwai. Beside the shells, the remains of pig and deer bones, stone tools, and human skeletons have also been found, with a relative dating of as early as 7,000 years ago. The fleet of Ferdinand Magellan anchored near an island that lit up with a radiant quality of light, and that island is called Mazawa, where present-day Masao may have derived its name. In Mazawa, the two Butuan brother kings attended the first mass in the Philippines, and Magellan's crew planted a cross on a hill. A memorial was built in Masao near the site where Magellan's fleet had made an anchorage. Masao is also a popular beach where people go to swim, eat, and relax. The construction of the City Hall began in the mid-1990s and completed in 2003 under Mayor Democrito Plaza II. It was inaugurated on August 2, 2005 by Mayor Daisy Plaza. Shortly after city officials were transferred to the new building, the old building was razed. In 2009, Mayor Plaza II began the construction of a new 3-story councilors building, but the construction was halted due to the lack of funds. The councilors building was finally completed by 2013 as a 2-story building, and the rescue office was also opened. In 2014, a command center was added to the City Hall. According to historical accounts, Rao Mabon was among the first indigenous converted to Catholicism. He was christened Carlos in honor of King Charles I of Spain. He also made a blood compact with Magellan as a sign of friendship. Named after President Ramon Magsaysay, Magsaysay Bridge was inaugurated by President Carlos P. Garcia on May 19, 1953. It was the first bridge that linked the east and the west banks of the Agusan River, making land trips to Cabadbaran, Surigao, and Davao possible. When on the bridge, one can get an excellent view of the Agusan River and parts of the city center that are near its banks. Macapagal Bridge is a steel cable-stayed bridge along Mayor Democrito de Plaza II Avenue, also known as the Butuan Bypass Road, that crosses the Agusan River. It has a length of 908 meters, making it the longest bridge in Mindanao and the second longest cable-stayed bridge in the Philippines.